Assalamu alaikum and good day everyone. My name is Moh Hanzala Mamalampac and my report is all about the contingent asset and the contingent liability. So let us discuss first the contingent liability. So what is contingent liability? So contingent liability is a possible obligation that arises from past events and whose existence will be confirmed only by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future events, not wholly within the control of the entity, or the contingent liability is a present obligation that arises from past events but is not recognized because it is not probable that an outflow of resources embodying economic benefits or service potential will be required to settle the obligation, or the amount of the obligation cannot be measured with sufficient reliability. So, ang ibig sabihin, a contingent liability is a liability or a potential loss that may occur in the future depending on the outcome of a specific event. For example, the potential lawsuits, product warranties, and pending investigations are some examples of the contingent liability. Contingent liabilities are possible obligations whose existence will be confirmed by uncertain future events that are not wholly within the control of the entity. An example is litigation against the entity when it is uncertain whether the entity has committed an act of wrongdoing and when it is not probable that the settlement will be needed. Contingent liabilities also include obligations that are not recognized because their amount cannot be measured reliably or because settlement is not probable. Also, contingent liabilities do not include provisions for which it is certain that the entity has a present obligation that is more likely than not to lead to an outflow of cash or other economic resources, even though the amount or timing is uncertain. A contingent liability is not recognized in the statement of financial position. However, unless the possibility of an outflow of economic resource is remote, contingent liability is disclosed in the notes. So let us move on the contingent asset. What is contingent asset? It is a possible asset that arises from past events and whose existence will be confirmed only by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future events not wholly within the control of the entity. So, the contingent assets are not recognized, but they are disclosed when it is more likely than not that an inflow or benefits will occur. However, when the inflow of benefits is virtually certain, an asset is recognized in the statement of financial position because that asset is no longer considered to be contingent. So, andito yung summary of the contingent liability and the contingent asset. We have the contingent asset sa probable, contingent liability sa probable is recognized and disclosed, sa possible, disclose only, while the remote is we will ignore. While the contingent asset in the probable is we will disclose only, in the possible we will ignore, and sa remote ignore natin. So that could be all. Thank you.